Prince Caius. They called him the Shadowed Prince, not for some brooding disposition, but for the curse that clung to him like desert sand. Born under a blood moon, Caius was heir to the shimmering kingdom of Eredor, a land of perpetual twilight and blossoming phosphorescent flora. But the moon had gifted him a burden. Every lie whispered within 100 paces of him bloomed into a phantom flower, their petals dripping with the color of the untruth. Imagine a court where every political maneuver, every flirtatious murmur, erupted in a suffocating garden of deceit around the cursed dot. They found themselves in the Scarred Lands, a sprawling desert ripped open by centuries of war between the nomadic tribes of the Ashen Winds and the iron-fisted empire of Viridian. The air tasted of grit and spilled blood, a stark contrast to Eredor's sweet, luminous air. Caius, disguised as a simple traveler named Kai, sought anonymity, a place where their curse wouldn't choke the life out of them. They traveled with a stoic camel named Dust and a satchel filled with dried moonfruit, a taste of home in this desolate expanse. A Viridian patrol, slaughtered not by the usual crude methods of the Ashen Winds, but with elegant, almost ceremonial cuts. Lying amidst the bodies was a jeweled dagger, its hilt encrusted with Eredorian phosphorescent gems. A dagger, Caius recognized. It belonged to their treacherous cousin Lysander, who'd always coveted the throne. Before Caius could even process the implications, a contingent of Viridian soldiers emerged from the swirling dust. Their leader, a grizzled centurion named Valerius, pointed a gauntleted finger. They didn't understand the curse, only saw the damning evidence Caius tried to explain, to plead their innocence. But the language barrier, coupled with the blooming deceit around them, rendered their words meaningless. Imprisoned in a Viridian fortress, Caius met Zara, a young woman with eyes as sharp as obsidian, and a spirit that refused to be broken. Zara was a member of the Ashen Winds, captured during a recent raid. She spoke Eredorian fluently, having learned it from her grandmother, a woman who had traveled the world as a storyteller. She saw the despair in their eyes, the genuine horror at being implicated in such a brutal act. More importantly, she noticed the subtle way the phantom flowers reacted to Caius's own words, blooming hesitantly, uncertainly, as if even the curse recognized their inherent honesty. "The Viridians will execute you," Zara said, her voice low. "They need a scapegoat. The Ashen Winds didn't do this. This was calculated." Together they formed a desperate plan. Zara, using her knowledge of the fortress's hidden passages and the Viridian Guard's routines, would help Caius escape. The escape was fraught with peril. They navigated treacherous tunnels, evaded watchful sentries, and even had to outwit a monstrous desert scorpion lurking in the fortress's underbelly. During their flight, Caius's curse proved surprisingly useful. By deliberately focusing on small, insignificant lies, like claiming a passage was safe when it wasn't, Caius could create diversions, drawing the attention of guards or triggering false alarms. It was a twisted irony, weaponizing their curse for survival. Zara led Caius to the hidden oasis of the Whisperwind clan. Her people, the Whisperwind, were known for their uncanny ability to read the desert secrets, to discern truth from illusion in the shifting sands. Chieftain Rowan, Zara's uncle, listened to Caius's tale with skeptical eyes. The phantom flowers bloomed furiously around Caius as they spoke of Lysander and the stolen dagger, further fueling Rowan's distrust. But Zara vouched for Caius, telling Rowan of the curse and how it reacted even to their own unintentional deceptions. He would lead Caius and Zara on a perilous journey across the Sands of Whispers, a stretch of the desert known for its mirages and deceptive illusions. If Caius could navigate the sands without succumbing to the illusions, without the phantom flowers choking the life out of them, Rowan would believe their innocence. The journey was a harrowing ordeal. The Sands of Whispers preyed on their deepest fears and desires. Caius saw illusions of Eredor, of their dead parents, of a life free from the curse. Zara, strong and resourceful, kept Caius grounded, reminding them of their purpose, of the real world beyond the illusions. One particularly potent illusion showed Lysander, standing before the throne of Eredor, bathed in the phosphorescent glow of victory. He confessed to orchestrating the massacre, framing Caius and usurping the throne. The phantom flowers exploded around Caius, almost overwhelming them. But this time, something was different. The flowers, usually vibrant and deadly, were wilting. The sands are amplifying Lysander's own guilt. They're showing us his truth, not just our fears. Caius, strengthened by this revelation, focused on the image of Lysander, drawing strength from his treachery, from the injustice they had suffered. The phantom flowers, now drained of their power, crumbled into dust. Caius had passed the trial. Rowan, witnessing this, finally believed Caius. He revealed that the Viridians were not the only ones interested in blaming the Ashen Winds. He had heard whispers of a third party, one seeking to destabilize the region and profit from the ensuing chaos. Zara, fueled by a new determination, convinced Rowan to help them find her brother. They discovered that Malik was indeed enslaved in the Viridian salt mines, but he was also being used as leverage. The Obsidian Hand had infiltrated the Viridian ranks and was manipulating the Empire to escalate the war with the Ashen Winds. They needed Malik's knowledge of the Ashen Wind's secret routes through the desert to launch a devastating surprise attack. Caius, Zara, and a small contingent of Whisperwind warriors infiltrated the salt mines. They fought their way through Viridian guards, the phantom flowers blooming around Caius with each act of aggression, a constant reminder of the violence they were forced to commit. They found Malik, weak but alive, guarded by a hulking Viridian officer adorned with an obsidian hand pendant. The officer, a puppet of the Obsidian Hand, revealed their plan to wipe out the Ashen Winds and seize control of the scarred lands. A fierce battle ensued. Caius, drawing upon a hidden strength, fought with a ferocity they never knew they possessed. Zara, with her lightning-fast reflexes and deadly accuracy, took down Viridian soldiers left and right. Malik, despite his weakened state, fought with the courage of a desert lion. Finally, Caius faced the officer with the Obsidian Hand pendant. The officer, enraged, revealed himself to be Lysander's agent, sent to ensure Caius's demise and the success of the Obsidian Hand's plan. He wielded a dark magic, twisting the salt crystals into razor-sharp weapons. Caius, remembering the illusion in the Sands of Whispers, focused on Lysander's face, on his treachery, on the weight of his guilt. The flowers grew so intense, so overwhelming that they engulfed the officer, suffocating him with the weight of his master's lies. With the officer defeated and the Obsidian Hand's plot exposed, the Viridians, finally seeing the truth, began to question their leaders. The war between the Viridian Empire and the Ashen Winds began to crumble, replaced by a fragile peace. Caius, no longer hiding behind the name Kai, revealed their true identity to Zara and her people. They vowed to use their curse, not as a burden, but as a tool to expose corruption and promote understanding.